What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and it's getting real. We have heard that President Joe Biden is issuing emergency meetings to meet with Democratic leaders today, right now, you guys. And this is your stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and breaking news update. Take a look at these headlines. This one came out less than an hour ago. Democratic leaders, moderates, and progressives, they're going to be heading to the White House at a critical moment for Biden's agenda. Take a look at this one, you guys. Just came out. Biden set to play peacemaker for warring Democratic factions. And among those is progressive Bernie Sanders. Take a look. He's among the lawmakers that's going to be meeting with Biden at the White House. And you guys, we're hearing he's one of those that are saying he is firm on his stance that he's already compromised on the stimulus bill. He's not going down on the $3.5 trillion. And you guys, one we're going to be taking a look at in more detail. It's going to be covering everything that you need to know. Biden will meet with more than a dozen key Democrats in infrastructure and budget bill as they hang in the balance. And you guys, we're hearing there's 4 items on the agenda that they need to discuss. First is going to be avoiding a debt ceiling that could cause massive chaos for our economy and would pretty much automatically set us into a recession. We have never defaulted on our debt before. This is uncharted territory for the U.S. Now, in addition to that, they need to fund the government or we will have a government shutdown. Third, infrastructure. And fourth, stimulus, you guys. Now, in addition to that, President Joe Biden is going to be meeting with 4 different groups today, and that is going to be Democratic moderates in the House, Democratic progressives in the House, Democratic moderates in the Senate, and Democratic progressives in the Senate. And he's going to be trying to unify them, get them all on board, because he's saying, you guys, we are all Democrats here, and we are broken up into all these different factions, and we're not getting anything through, and Republicans are just sitting on the sideline watching, saying they're not going to help us, they're just going to watch us sink. So you guys, last minute ditch effort as we approach the deadlines for all of these issues to see if President Joe Biden can unify the Democratic Party and avoid massive chaos, you guys. So I'm going to dive into this article, get you caught up on the latest on these emergency meetings that are taking place with President Joe Biden and Democratic leaders today, you guys. So let's dive right in as of today, September 22nd, 2021. But before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, don't forget, if you appreciate these updates, letting you know everything that's going on by the hour, it seems like, in Congress right now, smash that like button. I would appreciate it. It helps out the channel a ton. Just lets the YouTube algorithm know that you think I'm doing a good job, and in turn, they're going to continue to promote my channel and my videos. Now, in addition to that, don't forget, if this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date on everything that's going on, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, come join the viewing community, what we like to call the Ram Fam. I'll keep you up to date on all this stuff so you know what's going on. And if you got any specific questions for me, be sure to shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, which is by far the best way to get a hold of me if you got any specific questions for me, you guys. And yes, I go through all those DMs, and it might take me a little while because I get a lot of them, but I will go through and I will see your questions and I'll do my best to get you answers, you guys. And don't fall for the scammers here on YouTube. I get a lot of questions here, so I don't see all of them. And also, scammers pop up with my pictures and they claim they're me, and then they say, contact my assistant on WhatsApp. And then when you do, they ask for your personal information or for you to donate the money. And you guys, I don't have an assistant, I don't have WhatsApp, and I don't ask you randomly for your personal information or money, okay? I'm here to get you caught up on the latest that's going on right now. So with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and do that. Let's dive right in and see what's going on today with President Joe Biden, stimulus, infrastructure, the debt ceiling, funding the government, and emergency meetings to get everything done within the next week, you guys. Alright, you guys, so link in the description below to this article that just came out. It's going to be getting us caught up on all the details, and it says that Biden will meet with more than a dozen key Democrats as infrastructure and budget bills hang in the balance. Now, the article says that after weeks of rising tensions among congressional Democrats, President Joe Biden is now stepping in Wednesday, today, to personally attempt to resolve divisions that are threatening to tear the Democratic caucus apart and tank the president's first-term domestic agenda. Now, Biden is hosting key members of at least 4 warring factions of Democrats in Congress on Wednesday afternoon. And as we mentioned, that's going to be moderates in the House, progressives in the House, moderates in the Senate, and progressives in the Senate. Now, Biden's goal is to broker a compromise between the different groups and to find common ground on a $1 trillion infrastructure bill and a $3 trillion plus climate and social safety net. So you guys, among the 4 issues, 2 of them are what we've been following for quite some time: the infrastructure bill, which moderates want to see get pushed through, and also the stimulus bill, which progressives are really pushing to get through. And both sides are threatening to tank the other. But in addition to that, as I mentioned, we also have now government funding that needs to take place, and also increasing the debt ceiling for our government as well. Now it says these delicate intra-party negotiations are taking place against the backdrop of two more looming but unrelated deadlines. As we mentioned, a September 30th deadline to fund the government or risk of government shutdown, and a likely mid-October deadline to raise the debt ceiling or risk the United States defaulting on its sovereign debt, you guys. And this has never happened before, and we're hearing the consequences could be catastrophic. Now, each of these issues, the debt ceiling and the annual government funding bill, has traditionally required high-wire negotiations of its between Congress and the White House, but neither of them will be Biden's priority on Wednesday. Listen to this, you guys. While the specifics change hour by hour, and those of you that follow me here on the channel know that firsthand, it says at the heart of the tensions within the Democratic caucuses is that the House moderates, they don't want to vote for a huge green energy and educational bill until their priority, a bipartisan infrastructure bill, passes the House first. But House progressives, they don't want to vote in favor of a bipartisan infrastructure bill until their priority, the social safety net legislation, passes the Senate. Now, the schedule of Biden's meetings on Wednesday is also relevant. Here it is. Biden will be meeting with moderate Democrats first and then progressives later on in the day. Now, this suggests that moderates will get a chance to explain to Biden what their red lines are. And then after, Biden will work with progressives to determine what other ways they might incorporate progressive priorities into the huge bills, such that enough progressives can come to see the bills as a victory for their priorities. It also signals that progressives, who outnumber moderates in the House, will get the last word. Now, starting at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you guys, so just in about an hour, the president will huddle with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi. Pelosi's meeting with Biden comes as she decides whether to uphold a pledge to centrists to hold a vote on the infrastructure bill on Monday, September 27th, and that is the deadline, you guys. Now, House progressives, they have threatened to sink that vote if the Senate doesn't pass their social safety net and climate policy bill by Monday. But given the complicated rules governing a big social safety net bill, which needs to be written in the style of a budget bill, Senate Democrats see no way that they could finish crafting the bill and vote on it before Monday. And yes, you guys, we're hearing stimulus. It's not going to be ready in time. We've heard it from multiple Democratic leaders. They're saying they just don't think they're going to be able to get it done. Now, following the Pelosi and Schumer meetings, Biden will meet with a group of moderate Democrats from the House and the Senate, according to NBC News. Now listen to this, you guys. First, the centrists. So, President Joe Biden is going to be meeting with moderate Democrats Josh Gothenheimer, Stephanie Murphy, Susan Dale Bean, and Stephen Horsford. Now, the two most watched Democratic members in the Senate, Senators Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, they will also be attending this meeting, slated for around 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. Now, both Manchin and Sinema, they have taken issues with the social safety net bill's proposed $3.5 trillion price tag, aka that next stimulus bill. Now, Manchin has even urged his party to wait for months to pass the bill. We heard him say out until 2022, you guys, something that infuriated House progressives. They worry that if they vote to pass the centrist infrastructure bill right now, that without seeing that reconciliation bill passed first, that party leaders will later water down the bill containing their priorities in order to win Manchin's approval. So they're afraid that if they pass infrastructure through now, that stimulus will either not pass or they'll have to water it way down to accommodate those centrists. Now, if either Sinema or Manchin vote against the big budget reconciliation bill, it would doom the plan, you guys, because as you know, right now in the Senate, out of the 100 seats, 50 are Democrat, 50 are Republican, and in order for them to pass through with a majority vote or the reconciliation process, they literally need every single Democrat to vote in favor of this bill, and if just one votes no, then it will wreck the entire thing. And right now, Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin are threatening to do just that. Now listen to this though. This is a likely part of the reason why the president has also included two more centrist Democrats to be included in the meeting, and that's going to be John Tester and Mark Warner, and here's why. Warner and Tester both helped to craft the bipartisan infrastructure bill with the Republicans earlier this summer and are known for their skills at negotiating different interests within the party. So Biden's thinking, bring them on. They also helped craft the infrastructure bill that Sinema and Manchin also did, and they're going to remind them, hey, we worked so hard on this infrastructure bill. Let's consider maybe passing through stimulus so that way we can see the fruits of our labor come to fruition, you guys. Now also, take a look at this. Then we have the progressives. Now it says that President Joe Biden is going to be meeting with Pramila Jayapal, Bernie Sanders, Ron Wyden, who's the one that authored the federal unemployment benefits, and also he's going to be meeting with Patty Murray. Now, Sanders and Wyden are playing pivotal roles in crafting the spending and taxing provisions in the Democratic bill. But they are also key voices for the progressive wing of the Democratic Party across both chambers of Congress, and Murray leads the committee with jurisdiction over several key provisions in the budget bill that matter most to the House progressives, which include child care subsidies, health insurance affordability, early education, and free community college. So you guys, it is all going down here right now today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on these emergency meetings. Do you think that President Joe Biden is going to be able to unify the Democratic Party, bring progressives and moderates from both chambers, from the House and from the Senate together, unify them, and be able to make this work and pass it through for infrastructure, for stimulus, for government funding, and also for increasing the debt ceiling? Let me know your thoughts, you guys. Do you think we can do it? This is crunch time, you guys. We are in the final week before a lot of this stuff is due. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but regardless, whatever unfolds, I will be sure to keep you guys up to date on everything that happens here on the channel, you guys. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a second, smash that like button. Really helps out the channel a ton. I appreciate it. Also, leave your comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts on all this. Share this out if you think it's going to inform other people. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and if you get any specific questions that you want me to answer, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. As always, regular video uploads, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday, so I might get another one up today. And also random videos throughout the day as news breaks, and it seems like it's breaking almost every single hour, you guys. But with that being said, again, hope this reaches you well. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.